everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Oh, okay, you're here. Good. Okay. My name is Mariah Adu, and I am the Cultural Programming Manager for the Dayton Metro Library. Within this role, it is my responsibility to celebrate, honor, and amplify the voices in our community, especially those within marginalized groups. We do this through programming that is not only entertaining and educational, but also fortifying for the soul. A part of our mission at DML is to inform, inspire, and empower while bringing people of all backgrounds together to discover new things about the world, themselves, and each other. Today, we are coming together to honor and celebrate native Daytonian David Matthews. Can I have a round of applause for David? We are here to celebrate and honor the addition to our collection of his newest book, Poetry Classics. And I've had the privilege to actually be gifted one of Mr. Matthews' books, and it is absolutely thought-provoking. While we are celebrating Mr. Matthews today, please be on the lookout for more collaborations, as we will be also partnering with him for National Poetry Month next year during April. And so without further ado, I'd like to introduce up now Mayor Mims.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Let's try it one more time. Good afternoon.
Good
Still a little light. It's really special being here in this situation. A friend, a fellow artist and friend who has been in this community for probably about as long as I have, trying to make good things happen. And we both have some gray hair to prove that we've been around for a minute. He's used his skill, his talent, to enhance and enrich the quality of life and individuals we have in the city of Dayton. It's very special when I look through so much of what was in his resume to talk about the aspect of, under his leadership and direction, Soul Fire Productions with David Matthews has continued to be selected for national achievements as a Howard and library and acknowledgement of all the things that he's done in that particular space. Some of the top authors in Ohio, and he's among those in terms of doing those things. And, as a former teacher and a former coach, I always would talk about our young people who sometimes were chastised, if you will, for rapping, okay? And I would say to other teachers, and sometimes especially to the young people, that rapping is a form of poetry. Very clear, very distinct form of poetry. And the aspect of how you use those words to express yourself is one of those God-given talents that you have, and that should be encouraged and supported, as opposed to sometimes being asked not to do that. Having experience in terms of seeing some young people who were so gifted, and following some of the pathways that David has set, that you just give them a word. Give them a word, and they can give you a rap with just one word. And some of the young people were so gifted, they were gifted not only in that, they were gifted in music, they were also gifted in track. And I can't think of this young man's name, but he used to go to Dunbar High School, and I used to watch him run the 100, 200, and 400, and then when he get finished, he'd be rapping. Okay, thank you. Okay, so that kind of talent God gave us to use. And I see one of the other unique artists, international artists, Mr. Bing Davis. Give him a round of applause as well. Thanks for being here. And of course, I can't go without mentioning my twin, Gary Griffith, who was was principal for a long time in Dayton Public Schools. And I didn't know, even though we had known each other for more than 30 years, I didn't know we looked so much alike. But God has blessed both of us, okay? Because we both look good, so appreciate that. I had the great opportunity to have what was going to be a 15-minute meeting with Sonny and David in my office a couple weeks ago, and it lasted for almost 2 hours because we talked about so many different things. We talked about the fact that so many great things have been a part of Dayton, and Dayton being so rich in terms of talent. especially in terms of musicians. And I go back, again, I'm just not totally rambling, but just some things I just wanted to say. The aspect of in 1977, for those who don't know, don't remember, that 7 of the top 10 records in the nation were from bands from Dayton, Ohio. Yeah. Now, I ain't getting no applause for that, so long as I do like the preacher said. So you know, when you go to church, the pastor say something he think is renowned and you don't respond, he said, y'all didn't hear me. Okay, so make sure I just say that again. 7 of the top 10 records were from bands from Dayton, Ohio. So it's that, yeah, thank you. So it's that type of foundation, if you will, that type of spirit, that type of contribution from so much richness that we have as far as the city of Dayton is concerned, makes me proud to be mayor of the great city of Dayton, Ohio. So before I go any further, I'm going to give this key. David, will you please come forward? Now, I'm not sure how many doors this will open. Okay.
What privilege does that give me, man? Get a burger somewhere?
Yeah, you get a burger. Okay, but it is a very, very special key. We just picked this up today to make sure you understand just how special you are and how much we appreciate the contributions that you've made to the 140,000 people that we have in the city of Dayton. And again, so this reads, congratulations, David Matthews, on your 5 decades of poetic excellence and induction to the new book, Poetry Classics, into the Dayton Metro Library. Your contributions to the world as a poet are greatly appreciated at home as well as abroad. So now on this day, November 19, 2024, I'm now going to proclaim this day to be David Matthews Day here in the city of Dayton. Okay. You got something to say?
I got something to say. I want to thank Mayor Mims for these 2 very notable awards. I would like to take time to acknowledge Yahweh, for without his blessings, my presence nor my literary talent would not have ever been known to the world. I would like to thank Daria Dillard Stone, who got this ball rolling, my lovely wife, friend, and business partner, Hassani Scott Matthews, Mariah Johnson, Dayton Metro Public Library, Mayor Mims in the city of Dayton, the late Jim Nichols, Dayton Daily News reporter, who featured an article labeled "Me the Next Paul Laurence Dunbar" in 1972. To artist Bing Davis for dedicating a painting in 1980 ode to 2 Dayton black poets, Paul Laurence Dunbar and David Matthews. A host of family and friends and supporters that have made this historic moment possible. From the bottom of my heart and my family, I sincerely thank you for your love. When we leave here tonight, I want you to remember that I am one of the many amazing products of Dayton Public Schools, which started out with the Wright brothers. Did you know that? They went to Central High along with Paul Laurence Dunbar, and that was many, many years ago. We've had so many talents come out of Dayton Public Schools, and we don't recognize that. We always get a bad rap. It's truly an honor to have my book inducted into the Dayton Public Library. Therefore, I would like to do a selection from that book. And to assist me in doing that selection, I'd like to bring to the stage a person who sat on the steps, the basement steps at 5 years old, listening to me practice and perform, who went to Stivers Performing Arts and became special there, taking theater and taking band, and ended up on the road with me. And let's never forget, when we had our first rehearsal, she said, "Dad, I already know my lines," because she had been sitting there on the steps. So she also invented some. So would you welcome my daughter, my lovely daughter, Dr. Lee Matthews Carter. poem we're going to do for you is the poem that inspired Big Dayton in 1980 to do this poem dedicated to me and Paul Lawrence Dunbar. And if you haven't read Paul Lawrence Dunbar's poem, We Wear the Mask, you need to go back and read it. You need to also read Time Brings About Change to see how these two poems correlated with each other. This made him inspired to do this thing. Are y'all ready?
Ready.
I'm at y'all again, y'all sound so weird. Y'all ready? Ready! I know we're in the library, but we made a little noise up here for a moment. All right. You ready to do this? Okay, let me see if I can get my thing. Time brings about a change. If you just happen to be sitting around with your ears open and your mind free, then gather the sounds of my words as they flow across my lips, gaining expression through my voice. I said, if you just happen to be sitting around with your ears open and your mind free, then gather the sounds of my words as they flow across my lips, gain expression through my voice. You know, at a certain point in time, one learns to grow tired without exerting energy and grow old without age. On occasion, I found myself awakened by one of the prowlers of the night. Like maybe at 3 a.m., the neighbor's dog felt this was a good time to be clumsy and careless and knock over my car. Disturbed by the noise and aroused of a dream I'll probably never be able to get back to. As I lay by myself, wide awake. So, I quietly walked downstairs. To retrieve a cold glass of wine from the refrigerator.
Wine.
Only to remember upon opening the door that I drank the last of it during yesterday's order. I guess I'll have to settle for orange juice.
Good. Better for you.
I gathered myself up and walked back upstairs. End up gazing out the window. Finding myself in this window so many times, I know every leaf on the neighbor's tree above me, as if together they revealed an open book history of my past and present life. You see, I have many friends.
Friends.
Yet more often than I would like, I'm lonely.
Some friends you got there.
But you see, I'm a loving person with a warm heart, and yet my bed, oh my bed, my bed has been empty for weeks. And I'm beginning to wonder.
I guess so. We are too.
I'm beginning to wonder if what seems to worry me really does matter. Or if love is life, or life is love is really all that's practice. But when you're in love, laughing always occurs before crying. And the tears seem to linger while the smiles and reminiscence of past joys seem slowly pushed back into a corner to be covered by yesterday's silly, one-sided, no account argument. Time brings about a change. One becomes fed up or tired of the duplication of blue Mondays, sad Tuesdays, slanty Wednesdays, gloomy Thursdays, and rush things. What's the damn? Time brings about change. But it always seems to rain on my side of the street. And if across the street, the rain only falls. It's like no matter how hard I try, I can't keep from getting wet. But I won't allow myself to be washed up or washed away. I said I won't ever allow myself to be washed up or washed away. I mean, like, time brings about change. And my change is all about self-endurance. Like catching my own falling star, so that I might shine upon every morning as I gather warm from the sun. Now it still may rain from time to time, I'm sure.
Be sure.
But none of those raindrops will ever touch me. You see, I'm a new person for the upbeat time.
Upbeat time.
That's a whole lot of it. See, I'm back riding high inside. See me? You see? Yeah, I'm spreading joy. You see? I'm feeling good. And I'm talking clearly. Oh yeah, time does bring about change. And I know, cause time done brought about a change in me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the poet, David Matthews, and his lovely daughter, Lee Matthews Carter. I have a few announcements, but before I do get into those announcements, the mayor would like to read the proclamation for David. So once he does that, then I'll clue you in on the reception stuff.
Thank you again. So we sort of paraphrased this a lot when I was up before, but I think it still is worth repeating, because again, David is special to the city and special to all of us who are currently here right now. So whereas, okay, the city of Dayton acknowledges the exemplary commitment and talent of the poet, David Matthews, who through his selfless dedication has become a beacon of creative excellence in our community. And whereas the city of Dayton seeks to highlight the extraordinary legacy of 5 decades of ongoing achievements of David Matthews, especially introducing the pleasures and the benefits of writing poetry, reading poetry, bringing poets and poetry to the public in innovative ways, making poetry an important part of our children's education and their lives. And whereas Under the leadership and direction of Soul Fire Productions, David Matthews continues to be selected for national achievements as Ohioan Library Acknowledgements through David Matthews, and on one occasion, of course, the top authors of Ohio. And whereas poetry enhances and enriches the lives of all Americans, and whereas poetry is an special, essential part of the arts and humanities that affects every aspect of life in America and abroad, and today including the whole educational process, the economy, as well as community pride and the development. And whereas poetry has produced some of the nation's leading creative artists and has also inspired other artists in fields such as music, theater, film, dance, and visual arts. Thereby, David Matthews also exemplifies such creative leadership, and now, therefore, be it resolved, I, Jeffrey J. Mims Jr., Mayor of the great city of Dayton, Ohio, do hereby claim that this day, November 19, 2024, as David Matthews Day here in the city of Dayton, Ohio. Thank you again. I just want to say that, of course, Society, I've known her since she was probably about this tall. Okay, going back a minute. Her father was a police chief in Jefferson Township, and I didn't have many occasions to go across on the other side of him, but occasionally I had to have a little bit of a lecture from time to time. But a very super person, and made a lot of strong commitment and provided a lot of support to a lot of young brothers like myself. So again, you have that same spirit that your daddy had. So thank you again.
Thank you. Okay. He would love to hear that, by the way. Jeff forgot to tell you that my mom and his mom were best friends, so I got to eat a lot of her cooking and baking, and Jeff cooks and bakes.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
But thank you all for coming. I do want to share with you at this time that there's going to be a reception at Edward A. Dixon Art Gallery. That's 222 North St. Clair Street. That's right down the street. You don't have to go far. And there'll be books in case you don't have any, and David will do some autograph signing. But here's the best part. Not only has Dayton Public Libraries committed David's book into their library, but now the Public Library of Cincinnati and Hamilton County will induct his book, Poetry Classics. I can't hear the clapping. And this should take place December of 2024. So I'm excited about all the things that David is doing. I know there's going to be more. We're working hard on a reunion tour for him, but I just once again want to give David Matthews kudos for everything he's done. Okay, he's telling me I missed something. There is going to be a special presentation at the end. Hey, don't miss the reception. I spent a lot of money. But more than that, David has a wonderful presentation for you there that speaks to Jeffrey's sole desire to eliminate what's going on with our youth. And David commemorated that. Jeff heard that, and I think that's why he gave us 2 hours instead of 15 minutes. I don't know, but I think that's why. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I just want you to attend. And like I said, the gallery is just right down a block and a half from the library, and I did spend a lot of money. Mariah.
All right. Well, thank you all for spending your evening here at the Dayton Metro Library. Like I mentioned in the opening remarks, we will be partnering with David Matthews next April for National Poetry Month. So please be on the lookout for that programming. All programming can be found on our website, DaytonMetroLibrary.org. And yeah, let's go to the reception. So you all have a great evening.